Kings,
Oh, yes.
Lord of Lords. Come on. Amen. Amen. So we all praise Him. We got to show our gratitude every day because He gave His life and we were just dirty, filthy rags. Hallelujah. So much work. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. chapter 11. Isaiah chapter 11. Isaiah chapter 11, and we're going to read verses 1 through 10. Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. Amen. There shall come forth a rod from the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. The Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. His delight is in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity for the meek of the earth. He shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked. Righteousness shall be the belt of his loins, and faithfulness the belt of his waist. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, the calf and the young lion and the fatling together. And a little child shall lead them. The cow and the bear shall graze, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. The nursing child shall play by the cobra's hole, and the weaned child shall put his hand in the viper's den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, who shall stand as a banner to the people. For the Gentiles shall seek him, and his resting place shall be glorious.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Today we're going to talk about it ain't over
Come on.
until God says it's over. Now back in 1994 we had our house built, and when they had finished the house they focused on the landscape. And I think back then, I don't know what it is now, the county code was that you had to leave at least 2 trees standing in the front yard. Now, I couldn't understand this because it was obvious that when they laid the driveway and the walkway, they had all but killed the tree. It still had green leaves, but the destructions of the roots during the construction had robbed the tree of some of its much-needed nutrients. It wasn't long before the limbs began to fall off the tree, endangering the cars in the driveway as well as the house itself. We had to have the tree cut down and the stump ground up for removal. Now, when they were doing the landscaping, not only did they leave these 2 trees, they also went and purchased these tiny shrubs, and they placed them along the front of the house. They were small and cute back then, you know, and they added to the appeal of the house. But fast forward 25 years, and these shrubs had become huge bushes with stalks as big as trees covering up most of the front of the house. It seemed like the more we trimmed them down, the bigger they grew. Finally, last year, we decided that these bushes needed to be cut down. They were a hazard and a nuisance. And guess what happened this year? Most of the bushes, most of the stumps remained. However, a few of the stumps have sprouted new stems. One even has beautiful blooms that we had never seen in the previous 25 years. I imagine if that plant could talk, it would say, "You thought you had defeated me. You thought you had destroyed me. But it ain't over until God says it's over." So when we enter here at the book of Isaiah, we have a message of divine judgment to the nation of Israel. As we learned several weeks ago, the nation had at this time split into two kingdoms, Israel in the north and Judah in the south. Of these two kingdoms, Judah was the royal line of David, God's chosen people, and they had turned their backs on God, bringing God's judgment upon them. Throughout the book of Isaiah, Judah was attacked by the surrounding nations. The strongest and the most powerful was Assyria. Even though Judah had gotten on God's bad side, they remained his chosen people. At the end of chapter 10 in Isaiah, God gives hope to those that have remained faithful to him in the midst of the invasions, the destruction, and the oppression. He calls them the remnant. Because even though the tribe itself had a lot of people, only a few remained faithful. He lets them know that he is about to forget his anger with them for their disobedience, and his anger was going to be directed at their oppressors, the Assyrians. At the height of their strength and power, he was going to chop them down like a mighty tree. It ain't over until God says it's over. When we read verse 1 of our focus text, we see that it says, "There shall come forth a rod from the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots." The New Living Translation says, "Out of the stump of David's family will a shoot, yes, a new branch bearing fruit from the old root." God's chosen people, this royal line of David through Jesse, is at its lowest point. Cut down like a tree to its stump. Just like the Assyrians. But unlike the Assyrians, they have faith and hope in the one and only true God. They know that this low point, this bad situation, this appearance of death, and the lack of goodness in their life is temporary. Somebody in here right now is at a low point. You have been weighed down and cut down by the struggles of this life and the issues of this world. Stomped on, S-T-O-M-P-E-D, and stomped on, S-T-U-M-P-E-D, by friends, loved ones, family, and confidants. It seems like every decision and turn that you make leads you further and further into despair. You keep working and doing, but nothing is improving your situation. Keep the faith. Hold on. Just like the bushes that we cut down in front of our house, we didn't see or feel the move of God as he was restoring that plant, but he was moving the whole time. When we did see the new plant sprouting from the old, it was better than before. He is moving and making things newer and better for you. It ain't over until God says it's over. See, I've been there. About 12 years ago, I was a member right here at New Macedonia. If you looked at me, you might have thought I had it all together. I had been in a marriage for 16 years, had 2 beautiful children, had a management position at work. I was very active in the church, but everything about me was broken. Although my life may have looked right to those looking in, baby, it was all wrong. I had no joy and I had no peace. The more out of order things were, the more I kept trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And the more I kept trying to fix it, the more out of order things were.
Yeah.
It was at this lowest point, I call it my stump moment,
Alright.
that I realized that I had a form of worship and praise as long as it fit what I wanted, what I believed, what I thought. Just like the kingdom of Judah, I was doing what I wanted. It was when I humbled myself that I realized that what I wanted was not in line with what God wanted. When I gave myself away and submitted to Him, my praise and worship went to a new level. Those of you that were here in Macedonia may remember how I would tear up the church, shouting and running. You may not have known what was happening, but you knew something was happening. I had finally gone from just connecting with God to growing in relationship with Him. I had grown in the knowledge of the one that Isaiah describes here in verses 1 and 2. The capital R-O-D, Rod, and the capital B-R-A-N-C-H, branch, that grows from the stem of Jesse. The one that the Spirit of the Lord rests upon. The one with the spirit of wisdom and understanding. The one with the spirit of counsel and might. The one with the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. I had connected with the one of which I have faith and hope for the future. Who is the one? It is Emmanuel, God with us, Jesus Christ. It was then that I stopped playing church and started living church. Because of Him, everything that was broken with me has been made new and complete. Thank you, Lord, for your deliverance. It ain't over until God says it's over. Now, I just mentioned that I was shouting and running all over the place. I know that some of y'all might have been judging me if you were here. It don't take all that. She ought to be ashamed of herself, putting on that show. She's so extra. She just doing the most. But when we start living church, we will be like the one in verses 3 through 5 that doesn't judge by the sight of his eyes, or by the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness and equality. By following his example, the same courtesy and fairness that we want given to us is the same that we should give. We don't like it when people decide what type of person we are based on our appearance, false evidence, hearsay. Then why are we guilty of doing the same things to others? I know I was. First thing is to admit it. We filthy rags. We're sinners saved by grace. Oh, God changed me. I was one of those that prejudged and misjudged on a regular basis. How ironic that I wanted people to be fair in their treatment and opinions of me, but I wasn't always fair. I'm so glad that God has lifted me. It ain't over until God says it's over. Verses 6 through 9 tell of a time of peace that has not come yet. A time when we will dwell in peace, even with dangerous animals. The wolf with the lamb, the leopard with the goat, the calf with the young lion, the cow and the bear, a child playing near a cobra's hole, and more than that, a child putting his hand into a viper's den. We know that we are a long way from achieving this type of peace. And it's not just dangerous animals. We have dangerous people. You can't let just anybody take care of your child. You can't let just anybody in your life. Predators come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. The world is in its stump moment. The enemy is saturating the earth with all his evil corruption. These are perilous times with perilous men and women. The enemy may think that he has won the game, but God has promised us victory. Your personal situation may look bad. New Macedonia, our current situation may look bad, but it ain't over until God says it's over. God has already worked it out. He has already provided. It may not look the way we want it to look, but he is working it out for our good. God has not forgotten us. He just needs us, the remnant, to turn to him, acknowledge him, decrease ourselves and seek his face, keep the faith and finish the race. He has sent us the reason for this season, the one called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, Rose of Sharon, Lily in the valley, Elect in the time of battle. All in all, author and finisher of our faith, beginning and the end, bread of life, holy King, carpenter, bright and morning star, deliverer, God our Savior, good master, good shepherd, high priest, holy one, hope of glory, King of glory, King of kings, Lamb of God, Emmanuel, God with us, Jesus, 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 the one who runs me about to celebrate in the next couple of weeks, Jesus, the one who hung glad and died for you and for me, Jesus, the one who rose on the third day and sits on the right hand of God, all power in his hand, Jesus, the one who gives us a chance at everlasting life. Jesus! 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 Jesus, raise us by this season. Thank you, Lord. Because of him, it ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. Until God says it's over. Praise him. He's worthy of our praise. He's so worthy of our praise. And we may look down and out and say he's giving us the count. But it ain't over until God says it's over. He's bringing forth something new. We just have to do our part. We just have to do our part. Remain faithful. Keep our eyes stayed on him. It ain't over until God says it's over.
The fire burning well alive.